Well, there were two bright spots in 2010. One of them was the freshman Trey Burton, who garnered some Tebow-like hype early on. It didn't really quite turn out to be that way. Burton was certainly a decent player for Florida. No one's going to argue that, but he wasn't Tebow. But the other positive was that the secondary was intercepting passes left and right. I mean, going into the Georgia game, you guys led the country in interceptions. So there wasn't Major Wright and there wasn't Joe Hayden, but there was you and there was Janoris Jenkins, and there were a couple other young guys. So
we had Will Hill back in.
You did have Will Hill. So compared to 2008 and 2009, how good do you think the secondary was?
We also had Josh Evans. Remember, he played with Jaguar. It's almost identical, except we just didn't have another corner. You know what I'm saying? On the other side, that was like we didn't have another Joe Hayden yet. But you know the guys that we did put in there, Jalen Watkins. You know, I don't know if he's still playing or not, but you know he played Cody Riggs in the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we had guys. We had some talent over there.
Well,
they were also young. They were all freshmen.
A lot of them were. Jenkins was a junior. You were a senior. But after that, there was. Evans is a sophomore. But you know, there was a lot of inexperience there.
And the rest was freshmen. That's right.
Yeah.
Elam as a freshman. We got Elam back there in 2010.
That's right.
Yeah, and then Sharif Floyd.
Yeah, he was Jelani Jenkins, John Bostic on that linebacker.
Bostic was a sophomore.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm listing guys who were on that team, on that defense.
Ronald Powell, Lorenzo McCray.
So, yeah, it was talented.
Ball.
Yeah, that's right. Ball.
Jay Howard.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, I usually, when I think of those guys, I think, like, 2012. But, yeah, they were there. They were definitely on that 2010 team. And it was
Justin Trout.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was Trado. He had a little more notoriety in 08, 09, but he was on that team too.
Yeah.
But I mean, the point is that was a really, really, really talented team. It was just kind of like 2007 because they were kind of young and there was some experience back there with you and Janoris, but overall very, very young team. So, what did you think of them for the future? What did you expect them to accomplish when their Gator days were done?
Like from now or from back then?
Well, no, in 2010, what did you expect the defense to be like in a couple years?
Oh my God, it was the number one recruiting class. Remember the last time it was the number one recruiting class? I think it was our class. So, no, I think it was Janoris Jenkins' class too. Yeah, after that. So I think we was number one like 2 or 3 years in a row. Every time we get a number one recruiting class, everybody come out firing. Tebow's class, it was number one.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that 2010 isn't the most successful season for Florida, but you did accomplish one big thing, and you accomplished a couple of big things. One of the big things you accomplished was that you beat Georgia, and not a lot of things went right that game, but even more things went wrong for them that game, and when it was all said and done, you beat the Georgia Bulldogs again. So it's a little different this time. There's no dance off the year before. There's no timeouts. There's no beatdown. There's no humiliation or anything. But it's just a normal win over Georgia in overtime. So I know it's kind of hard to say normal overtime win.
But I don't know if that was just a normal one. That was a great game too.
It was. I mean, you were up 21-7. They tied it. Burton raced off for 50 yards, something for a touchdown. They tie it back up, goes to overtime. And you're on the field for that overtime. And Aaron Murray throws a ball that's tipped, and it's intercepted by Will Hill. So now you're right there watching it with the view that no one else has. Tell me about it.
I'm like, yo, Will, right. So he just take off. I mean, Will fast, too. But, like, got caught at the 1 yard line. That's the craziest shit I ever seen. Like it's 1 more yard and the game's over. Remember?
Tackle at the 1.
Got caught at the 1 yard line.
Someone missed a block, if I remember right. I don't remember who it was, but someone missed a block on one of their linemen, or it might have been Murray, that I thought if he got that block, he was going to score.
Yeah, and then when he didn't score, we went back out there and that's what Chad Terry hit the game when the field goal. We had 1 more yard. Just 1 more yard. The game was over. special team. You don't have to come on the field. None of that.
I was thinking the same thing because our offense couldn't move the ball. But
Yeah.
well, anyway, Henry comes on, and we all know the ending. He makes it, but what are you doing on the sidelines as he lines up?
Man, I'm scared as fuck. I'm scared as hell. I'm like nervous. I'm like, yo, there's no way Chad's about to get on there and make this long field goal because the offense literally went backwards.
You see Henry's kick go through. What's the celebration like?
Oh, shit, it beat Georgia.
Beat Georgia. That's
I
all.
don't know how we came out with it, but we got a little bit of fight in us. You know what I'm saying? So, I know that about them. We weren't that much experience, but the young guys have like a lot of fight in them.
Well, after that game, things kind of go south. You lose to South Carolina to lose the SEC East, and then you lose to FSU to end the season. That's your first loss to FSU. Not going to go into any more detail about that, but you go into the bowl game, and there's a whole lot hanging over your guys' heads. There's Urban Meyer's health. He's going to quit. He's probably not going to come back ever to Florida. Looks like he's gone, and it's your last game as a Gator, and you go up against Joe Paterno and Penn State. So what's your mindset going into that bowl game?
I mean, even though we lost to Florida State, we got to go out on top somehow, some way. We got to go out with a bang.
Was that simple?
And that's when I got really close with Ian Lockwood's family.
That's right.
And because we didn't get the ball, so leading up to the game, all everyone was telling me is that we got to get the game off of Ian. That was like the only thing he was thinking about.
So not everybody is that familiar with the story of Ian Lockwood. Tell me what you know about him as a person.
Man, one of the greatest kids I ever met in my life. I even got tattoos. Live strong. Great kid. His family's amazing. I still, to this day, still talk to him a lot. They came to a few of my pro games. I was in Tampa. They've been there since day one, and they taught me a lot, and it's just learning from how close the family can actually be, and having someone taken away from you so suddenly, it's kind of tough. But that's all Urban stressed to me, leading up to the game, because you got to find a way to get the game ball in.
That's a good message, man. I mean, it would be so easy for him to say, win one for me, I'm done after this, or win one for you guys as seniors, your last game. But that was
he wasn't even thinking. The only thing he was preaching to me was get the ball in.
So, well, in short, you do. You have an interception early in the game. It turns out that doesn't really do anything, but later in the game, you're up 30-24. What?
Fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did. And the offense just didn't move the ball. It was the same thing that we saw the whole year. The offense just didn't move the ball. Now, people are going to blame Brantley. They're going to blame Adazio, whatever. But they didn't move the ball. But somehow, some way, Florida does build up a 30-24 lead, thanks in part to special teams. And Penn State's driving to win the game. So there's a minute left, and I think we all know what happens next. But take me back to that moment. Tell me about it.
Me and Josh Evans always laugh about this play because it actually was supposed to be his interception. I'm not sure if the quarterback was still would have threw it, but we kind of tricked him as a tight end motion across. Instead of Josh just taking him because that's his man, we just switched roles. And when he came to my side, I took him, and Josh took what I was going to be as the one high safety. He ran an underneath drag route, and I just undercut it.
And there you went. You're gone.
Yeah.
You were gone, man. And it's a long run. It's 80 yards. It's not like you have to just take 2 steps. So as you're making that run, what's going through your head?
It was crazy, man. I had so many of my family come to the game. They were all at that end zone. My daughter, my mom, and my friends from back home. Just knowing that we about to win the game, off this play, off a plethora of plays, but that was just like one of the bigger ones. It spoke volume to my career.
So who were you pointing at?
My baby girl.
How old is she then?
Oh, what year was that? She just turned 12, so.
She's 12 now, so that was 6 years ago. So she was 6. Man,
From Israel. And like all my family tickets are right there too, like the family section.
that's such an awesome story, dude. And you got that game ball for Ian.
Yep.
Well, anyway, that is Urban Meyer's last game. That is your last game as a Gator. So I know that you said that it meant a lot to get the ball for Ian, and that is awesome. But on a personal level for you, what did it mean to go out a winner?
That felt great. It felt amazing. I mean, it was just relief in the hotel room that night. It's like a lot of weight lifted off the shoulders. Everybody was pressing us to win this game because we lost to Florida State and we had a great year. But like I said, the weight lifted off our shoulders.
So now I think we're gonna finish this by just asking you a couple of questions that I think a lot of Gator fans would love to ask people on that 08-09 team. And what I'm going to do is just ask it on behalf of all of them. So I'm sure you've seen these questions asked to you on Twitter or if you do Facebook chats or whatever. So here we go. We'll start with some of the lighter questions. Every team has a jokester or a funny guy to lighten the mood. In your 4 years at Florida, who was that guy?
Major, for sure.
Major Wright.
Major Wright.
What did he do?
He's live all the time. Like, he's always up, always jumping around. He just practice going. And let alone open up national championships with a huge hit. So I mean, he's always live, and you just feed off of his vibe and his energy.
So now a lot of Gator fans have different views about Urban Meyer. If you ask 100 different fans, you'll probably get 100 different responses as to what they think about Urban. As we all know, he went to Ohio State a year after retiring from Florida due to health issues. A lot of fans love him. A lot of fans hate him. Personally, I'm in the middle. I don't really have a strong view either side, but you played for him. So what would you try to say to convince those who don't like him?
I mean, I know it's college, and I know it's, dealing with kids still, but I mean, it wasn't a business move. But at that time, he was dealing with a lot of health issues. I'm pretty sure, Florida wasn't going to rehire him as head coach, so he had to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to coach. He got a lot of time he spent with his family, and he has a great family as well. So, with him having health issues, I guess he's going to be more part of and more closer to his family.
So what kind of relationship do you have with him today?
I haven't talked to him probably maybe like a year, but I mean, we still had great conversations. We definitely, relive stories and then whatever we get to talk to each other.
So do you root for him at Ohio State?
Of course. The whole ball coach. My whole ball coach.
Your home ball coach. Well, I remember when you were younger, meaning your college days and even back in high school a little bit, people were saying that you were too small and too slow and all that, and you've done nothing but prove them wrong so far. So does that continue to motivate you now?
Women lie, men lie, but numbers don't. I'll leave it at that. Not calling out players, but your first round players, numbers don't even last much.
Men lie, numbers don't.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.
I like that.